this training video presentation, you will be viewing 3 specific topics covering the Johnston 605 sweeper. The first topic that we will cover is how to conduct your pre-trip inspection. Conducting a thorough pre-trip inspection is important because it's the law under DOT regulations. It reduces breakdowns on the equipment. It's your insurance that your truck is in proper working order when you leave the yard, and it's your way of making sure that your vehicle is safe to be on the road. The second topic we'll talk about is the mechanical operation of your Johnston vacuum sweeper. In this section, we'll review how to properly operate your sweeper, how to make adjustments so that your sweeper can operate more efficiently, and how to make the truck work for you to the best of its ability. The third area we will cover is your post-trip inspection. A post-trip inspection is critical for several reasons. First, it's the connection between you and the mechanics, informing them of problems you may be experiencing with the sweeper or the truck. Second, it helps to ensure that your truck will be ready to leave the yard promptly at the start of your shift. Third, by washing down your sweeper, you reduce wear and tear on the bearings, belts, chains, and other parts. And fourth, it's the law. All 3 elements, a thorough pre-trip inspection, adjusting your sweeper to operate properly, and completing your post-trip inspection are essential to the safe, effective, and efficient operation of your Johnston 605 sweeper. At the end of this presentation, you will be given a test covering the items shown in this training video. Please feel free to take notes during this presentation. Before taking the sweeper to your job location, you are required to do a full walk-around inspection of your vehicle to ensure proper and safe working operation. Make sure there is no damage to the vehicle. Open the front hood and check all fluid levels. Pull dipsticks for oil and transmission levels. Maintaining proper fluid levels is essential if you are to prevent engine and other damage to the drivetrain. Check your coolant level in the reservoir of the main motor. Now climb into your cab and start your engine. Make sure that you follow the 3-point contact rule when climbing into your cab. Once in your cab, start your vehicle and check your air pressure, oil pressure, voltage meter, and fuel gauges. Now turn on all your lights, then exit the cab and confirm that your headlights, hazards, turn signals, and beacon strobes are operational both front and rear. Have somebody confirm the operation of all braking lights as well. Upon returning to the cab, your air pressure gauge should read about 120 psi. This gauge is very important because proper air pressure is necessary for your brakes and brooms to operate. Now conduct your air brake test. Do this by first disengaging the air brake by pushing in the yellow air brake valve handle located either on the dashboard or on the control console to the right. Next, pump the brake pedal rapidly until the warning buzzer sounds. This should happen at approximately 60 to 70 psi. Now the air brake is engaged. While waiting for pressure to build back up to 120 psi, you should check the pony motor. Shift your vehicle into drive while the air brake is engaged. Engage the PTO. This will either be a button or a lever. Shift back into neutral. If you hear any grinding or abnormal sounds, immediately disengage the PTO. If no noises are detected, you can raise your hopper for the next step of your pre-trip inspection. To raise the hopper, use either of the following procedures. 1. Inside the cab, there are a series of buttons on the console to the right of the driver's seat. 2. Outside the cab, on the passenger side directly above the curb room, you will find 2 levers or buttons at this location. When the hopper is raised, engage the U-shaped safety bar by lifting it up and setting it in place until you hear a click. This means that your safety bar is engaged and secure. You can lower the hopper onto the safety bar. Now that the hopper is raised and supported by its safety bar, you can climb the vehicle ladder and check your motor oil, coolant level, fan belt, hydraulic fluid levels, and fuel. If you need to add any fluids, do so at this time. Then climb down the ladder. Again, always make sure you follow the 3 points of contact rule when climbing the ladder. While the hopper is still in the raised position, carefully check your vacuum nozzle head and trunking. Look into your nozzle trunking to check for any blockage or debris that might be inside the vacuum hose. Look up and make sure that the passage in the hopper and flap area are clear. Check the seals to make sure that they are in place and not damaged. Now you can release the safety bar and lower the hopper. When lowering the hopper, stand clear. Remember, safety first. The next step of your pre-trip is to check your hopper. Fully open your hopper door. Make sure the screens are clear and the hopper is empty. Check to make sure that the rear door seal is intact. Now you can close the hopper door. Return to your cab and start the pony motor. Climb back out of your cab and do a tire check. Proper tire pressure is important to the safe and fuel-efficient operation of your sweeper. Check your rims and lug nuts to make sure that they are all secure. Then get down on your hands and knees to check for oil or coolant puddles and drips. A simple check here can avoid costly downtime later in the day. When your outside checks are completed, climb back into your cab so that you can check the operation of the brooms. Turn on your brooms by pushing broom switches to the right on the console and let them spin for about a minute. This is a good time to fill in the vehicle mileage from the odometer and the hours from the hour meter on the vehicle condition report. First, fill in your name, vehicle number, and date on the VCR. Then note whether your vehicle has had any defects or damages. Even if it does not, you must fill out a VCR every day for every vehicle you drive. There are absolutely no exceptions. Filling out the VCR is required by law. If you have noticed any damage or problem with your vehicle, call or contact your supervisor immediately. Now that you have filled out the necessary information in the VCR book, you can check your broom patterns. First, stop the brooms. Now move your truck forward several yards. Get out and look at the pattern left on the ground by your main broom and curb brooms. Your main broom should leave no more than a 4-inch wide pattern on the ground for the entire length of the broom. If not, adjust it by turning the air regulators located above the main broom on the frame rail. Also check the pivot pattern of the main broom. A properly set main broom will pivot to the right when the right gutter broom and right nozzle vac head are being used, and vice versa. The curb broom pattern should be crescent shaped. If it is not, it can be adjusted. After checking your broom pattern, it's now time to top off both fuel tanks. Ensuring that both tanks are full is essential. With both tanks full, you should be able to stay on the job all day without having to refuel your vehicle. Please remember that the main motor fuel tank is filled with on-road diesel, while the pony motor fuel tank is filled with off-road diesel fuel.